The 2025 Austrian MotoGP at the Red Bull Ring turned into a dramatic arena when Pedro Acosta witnessed Marc Márquez's unstoppable ferocity firsthand. However, instead of merely being amazed, Acosta made a pointed comment suggesting that Márquez's victory might not be solely due to his talent, but also to a skill he considered cunning. Is Márquez's success born of pure, extraordinary ability, or is there a hidden strategy behind his dominance? Let's discuss it. For Marquez, Austria has always been forbidden ground, seemingly unwilling to yield victory to him. While riding for Honda, he consistently performed well, often nearly achieving victory. However, something always thwarted him, whether it was a minor error, a fierce duel in the final corner, or an insufficiently powerful bike on the straights. The curse stuck, making the Red Bull Ring an impenetrable fortress. But the 2025 season brings a new chapter. Riding the Ducati Desmo-Sedici GP25, Marquez arrives determined to rewrite history. The free practice session offered warning signs. He performed explosively, setting the fastest time and outperforming Francesco Bagnaia, the absolute ruler of Spielberg for the past 3 seasons. It was as if Marquez wanted to shout through his time. The curse would end here. Now, however, the road to victory is never straightforward. In QR, Marquez experienced drama. He crashed at the final chicane, costing him a golden opportunity to take pole position. As a result, he had to settle for 4th place. For many riders, this would have been a mental blow, eroding their confidence. But for Marquez, this situation fueled him. He doesn't back down when cornered. Instead, the pressure makes him more ferocious, dangerous, and hungry for victory. The Austrian sprint race was immediately filled with tension as soon as the starting lights went out. The crowd at the Red Bull Ring held their breath as the riders exploded from the starting line. The biggest drama occurred at the first corner, where Francesco Bagnaia and Fermín Aldeguer nearly collided. The two made light contact, causing the bike to lurch uncontrollably. In an instant, the crowd fell silent, fearing a major crash. However, thanks to their quick reflexes, both riders managed to stay on their bikes. Cheers erupted again, highlighting the fine line between disaster and miracle in MotoGP. Amidst the chaos, Marc Márquez's predatory instincts kicked in. Starting from P4, he wasted no time. He exploited every opening, no matter how small. His Ducati GP25 raced like a merciless killing machine while he acted as the mastermind orchestrating its speed. His riding style was aggressive, yet calculated, a rare combination that put his opponents on the defensive, lap by lap. Marquez closed in. The mental pressure began to take its toll on his rivals. While most riders focused on securing their positions, Marquez became increasingly aggressive. Under the glare of the cameras, he resembled a wild animal that had smelled blood. The crowd sensed that something big was about to happen. The drama culminated in the final 5 laps. His younger brother, Alex Marquez, was in first place, leading the race. For a moment, the world seemed to stop. Two brothers with the same name dueled on the track, each speeding over 300 kilometers per hour down the straight at the Red Bull Ring. Emotions ran high: pride, tension, and the inevitable clash of egos. At turn 3, Marc made a decision that could only have come from long experience and incredible courage. With precision, he dived sharply around Alex's inside. In a split second, the crowd erupted in cheers. It wasn't just an overtake, it was a powerful statement that Marquez was born to win. When the checkered flag finally flew, Marquez had conquered the Red Bull Ring for the first time. This victory wasn't just about points. It was the answer to the curse that had plagued his career in Austria. It was a symbol of brutal dominance and an emotional achievement in front of his brother. Marc Márquez's victory in Austria adds to his long list of extraordinary records. He has won 12 of the 13 sprint races held this season. Level of dominance that is almost unimaginable and impossible for his rivals to match. His lead in the standings is one of the largest in MotoGP history. He already has a 123-point lead over his younger brother, Alex Marquez, in second place, and a 180-point lead over Francesco Bagnaia, the reigning champion. With such a substantial lead, Marquez appears to be rewriting the history books of world motorcycle racing. Even Casey Stoner, the notoriously critical Ducati legend, has no qualms about stating that this season represents the best version of Marquez, a peak performance that had seemed buried by injuries and a dark period. Now, he is not only returning, but also emerging with even more formidable power, while the spotlight is entirely on Marc Márquez. The young Pedro Acosta has quietly captured the public's attention. Starting the race from an unfavorable position, the sensational rookie exploded from the moment the lights went out. With a daring maneuver, he broke through the front group and was in the top 3 by the end of the first lap. He maintained this level of performance until the end, earning a third-place podium finisher, feat that underscores his rapid adaptation to the challenges of the premier class. However, it wasn't just his on-track performance that became the talk of the town. His comments after the race did too. Acosta uttered a sentence that immediately sparked heated debate, expressing a mix of admiration and doubt. "It's unbelievable what he can do. Sometimes it looks like pure genius, but other times, I wonder if he's truly a genius, or if the bike is just that perfect," he feared. Referring to Marquez's extraordinary performance on the Ducati, Acosta made no secret of the fact that, with its old version, his bike could never match the incredible speed of the Desmosedici GP25. While his admiration for Marquez was evident, there was also a hint of bitterness and doubt. Was the 8-time world champion's dominance solely due to his talent, or was it because of the Ducati's perceived superiority? For Francesco Bagnaia, the Austrian weekend left a deep wound that would be difficult to heal. For the past 3 seasons, he had been the undisputed king of the Red Bull Ring, symbolizing Ducati's supremacy on this fast and demanding track. Victory in Austria had always been a testament to his dominance, as if the circuit were his personal domain, but this time, his teammate, Marc Márquez, completely usurped that throne and became his greatest enemy. Bagnaia was defeated not only in terms of results, but also in terms of prestige. Marquez was ruthless, dominating the areas that had always been Bagnaia's main weapon. Bagnaia, frankly, admitted that he had lost confidence when entering corners and breaking areas that had become his greatest weaknesses compared to Marquez's superiority. "Sometimes I lose that feeling," he said softly, revealing a mental rift that was becoming increasingly difficult to conceal. The 2025 Red Bull Ring race was more than just another event. It became a tangible symbol of a shift in power from Bagnaia to Marquez. It was a transformation from a long-haunted curse to a resounding victory. It was a transition from the shadow of the past to a new direction for MotoGP's future. Marquez, doubted after a long injury and thought never to return to the highest level, now stands proudly as the new ruler of the track. This race in Austria confirmed that his era had returned. The dominance that was once a thing of the past is now returning with a more mature, ferocious, and experienced face. Marc Márquez didn't just win the sprint race in Austria. He seized the throne, shattered myths, and made Pedro Acosta wonder. Whether that savagery is born of genius or from a too-perfect bike, leave your thoughts below.